Good morning, all you lovely people. Welcome back to the grumpy old git in the corner on a Wednesday that is out there quite bright. Quite a bit of sun. Unfortunately, you can't see it in here because once we get a bit of sun, it screws up the lighting in here, so I have to go with artificial. Joys of running a YouTube channel from your front room. Right then, today, well, we all know what's been going on with Useless up there in Scotland, how his new law has backfired on him. His hate law, silencing law, censorship, whatever way you look at it, it's not good. But now he's got a bigger problem on his plate with his family, with his brother-in-law, I think it is, being arrested on kidnapping and extortion charges. You know, crime families in government, could be. But there's also a connected case to this where somebody died, allegedly, no, I say allegedly, falling out of a window. All sounds very much 1920s, 30s Chicago, doesn't it? But, you know, these people connected like this, has it helped them get where they are, in the positions they're in? You know, I mean, as I've always said, corruption and politicians go hand in hand, from what we're seeing anyway. You know, like, who can we use? Oh, the Ginger Chav, Rayner for Labour. I mean, she's been missing in action now for, over 10 days. And this seems to have started when allegedly, I'll say allegedly, she got caught out over taxes on her second home, a council home or something like that. Right or wrong, we know they do this. They will avoid paying taxes wherever they can, and they're in a position to be able to do it because they're in the know. They got advisors around them. I mean, look how the Tories have been caught out. Many of them. But it's okay, you know, they apologise, pay a little bit back and they walk away. Whereas someone like us on the street, yeah, you try and fiddle a bit of benefits or something like that, and you're had straight up for fraud. But then you got Starmer bleating on about we will make sure everybody pays all their appropriate taxes. Doesn't bear well for Rayner, does it? Could this be what she's missing? Could she be writing up her resignation letter? But, I mean, I'm not experienced in politics by any far stretch of the imagination. I just listen, watch, and say it as I see it. But learning a bit more about it, there seems to be more of a shift to the right from Labour, and more of a little bit of a shift from the Tories to the left. You know, I mean, that's just an overview of some of the things I see and hear. Now, are they going to end up colluding in the middle? Because if they do, we're absolutely fucked. I can't see it myself, but that's just the way it looks from the outside. But I do believe a lot of what they're doing and saying now is to gain favour at the next election, which isn't that far away. But when they start talking about tax avoidance, well, that's pot and kettle, isn't it? I mean, we know they all do it. It seems to be an actual hobby of theirs. But there you go. This is who we've got in power, especially when they're unelected ones. This is what happens. But moving on from that, now I've always said the Rwanda plan isn't realistic. It's fallen apart in many ways. Now, they can't really agree on anything between the Laws and the other place on how this should be put into law. Even the Rwandan government are getting fed up with it all. We know they can't facilitate the amount that needs to be removed from this country. It's just a money wasting exercise. But now it seems to have got a lot worse, as there are reports of most of the accommodation that was set aside to house these people once they'd gone through. I still think we'd have to leave the European Court of Human Rights to make it possible, which is another U-turn that Roland's looking at doing, which has cost us millions over the years. But yeah, a lot of this property that they've got to house the so-called refugees have been sold off to the public. Oh well, never mind. It was never going to work anyway. But to show the ridiculousness of what the Tories are trying to do, now, they've passed many laws over the last couple of years, most of them ridiculous. But this one that they're coming out with now, they want to make it a criminal offence to assault a shop worker. Now, as far as I'm aware, anybody assaulting anybody, no matter who they are, what job they're in, is a criminal offence, and it has been for many years. So why do we need new law to combat this? There's laws there to use, same as there's been for most things that you've brought new laws in for. I mean, you want to do something useful, how about a law that stops police assaulting innocent members of the public, getting away with it? Yes, one or two do get held up, but they'll arrest us for behaviour likely to cause a breach of the peace, which means it could cause a breach of the peace. They can arrest you for that. It's under the Public Order Offences, a Public Order Act, I believe. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. But they'll arrest people for that. Yet that is a behavioural pattern that we see from the police every day. They will provoke a situation to get a reaction, to get an arrest. We've seen it time and time again. Like last weekend, peaceful protesters, no problem for the last year or over a year with them protesting every weekend. They let them protest for a couple of hours, then all of a sudden the police march in and do something to provoke the situation, to escalate the situation, so they can make some arrests. And of course these are the ones that are always publicised. But they say it's down to troublemakers. Yeah. Usually the ones in uniform. But as always, we know it's one law for them, one law for us. And no matter how loud we shout, there's nothing we can do about it. So, but anyway, guys, I'll leave it there for now. Don't forget, live tonight from 7 o'clock. Yeah, various topics, but basically just friends meeting up, having a chat, getting over the hump of the week, basically. But there's plenty of things out there to chat about. So until tonight, guys, as always, stay safe, stay strong. The only thing to fear is fear itself. If it's fear of the establishment, then that is fear itself that does it to you. Respects, people.